Here we got the new addition to my fleet, my 86 Pontiac Fiero GT. It's actually the first GT car I've ever owned out of the Fieros. This is now my 5th one. It's also my cheapest, $600. So not too bad for 600 bucks, I don't think. My yellow Fiero cost me $7, and my other one cost me, I think, $9. But yeah, I mean, you get what you pay for. It's $600. So it's missing like one of the front hinges, so the guy taped it down. It's got aftermarket rear quarter windows that are fading really bad, and the other side shattered out. It's missing the taillight lens covers, which is a factory option. You can see where it's all busted up here. So also I got to get a new key for it. There it is, the humongous 2.8. Needs an alternator, and it's got a vacuum leak from hell. Also, the heater core is bypassed here, so that probably tells me the heater core is bad, which I believe I have a spare floating around. Then there's the other insert panel here that I don't want to put on until I get some stuff resolved, because it's easy to access the battery. There's some spare parts, and looks like a mouse nest. There's that broken quarter window. Previous people tinted it, the windows, and cheap tint's kind of starting to come apart. It actually isn't too hot in here. Actually, I thought it would get kind of hot. I see the headliner's all tacked up, typical 80s car, all chewed up, ratty looking. Typical Fiero. Everyone I've ever owned had gauge issues, and this one's no different. Oil pressure doesn't work, temp gauge doesn't work. I know the temp plug is broke. The leads are there, but the actual plastic plug is broke. This looks broke. It's an automatic, first Fiero automatic I've owned. I thought I'd really hate it, but I know driving it home, it wasn't too bad. I mean, it wasn't exactly the fastest thing in the world, but it's a 2.8 86 Fiero. I don't expect it to. But rust-wise, she's actually pretty good. My first Fiero, I don't know how bad that one was. My last one was getting pretty rough, and that's ended up what kind of made me get rid of it after fuel pump went out. It was just like, it was rust. This one, typical battery tray rust, is all rotted out right there, but over here, solid for the most part. I mean, a little bit of rust down there. I mean, I've owned a lot worse Fieros. So that one's a little rough. Then other spots back in there. I'll know more when I pull the inside covers off to look at the inside to see how bad the rust is. But the floor pans and all that's pretty solid. So. There you can kind of hear the vacuum leak, smokes a little oil. But power windows are really slow. Huh. Moving a lot better now. That could have been maybe just the battery. Like now the battery's fully charged, but alternator still doesn't work. So I got a block right there. No oil pressure, no temp gauge, and the fuel gauge kind of bounces around. she needs brakes. Really, really bad. But I picked those up. Relatively cheap, like a normal Fiero part. I mean, nice out of BMWs and Toyotas and stuff. Everything's like dirt cheap for this car because it's mostly made from GM scrap bin. No, I can't say scrap bin, parts bin. But what's really nice is this thing takes up like no room in my garage. I mean, right now it's idling at $2,000. So yeah, this is my 86 Fiero. Going to be soon be my daily driver. So I'm pretty excited about it. It's been a couple years since I owned a Fiero, and to be honest with you, they're probably one of my most favorite cars I've ever owned. And now I actually own a real GT, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, and there's the Stealth in the background. The motor sitting right there. So I bought the wrong oil pump. Some bitch. Oh, I got my wheel off. That sucks. Kind of see she's a little. The subframe is pretty shitty right there. Or else, the rest of the car underneath. It's pretty good. I mean, my last Fiero, this is where it all rotted out. Right here. And this whole section would move as I drive, let off, and give it the gas let off. This car, I think it's actually this that's gonna give up, and not that. That looks like a newer fuel filter. Fuel tank looks in pretty decent shape. The rear subframe, and I'm trying to get a good view up in there, because this is where they rust. We'll just hit that flashlight. I see some rust right there. I'm just trying to get a good view of what's up in there. So we'll see how bad, because even that's not too bad. There's some scale rut, some flaking and stuff like that, but nothing horrible. I covered some of the stuff in oil for working on it. But yeah. Here's the rear portion of the passenger side. Front driver's side, if I can even get my phone in there. That's probably what I'm gonna get. I don't know, so I got a little crushed tranny coil in here. A little smashed right there. That needs to get some attention, or else that's gonna give me issues in the future. There's a floor pan on this side. Driver's side here. This side of the subframe looks a lot better shape than the passenger side. There. A lot more solid. Driver's side.